Hi, it's James here from Chapman Machinery, and today we're going to do a product walk around video for the TS600 trailed strimmer. So the TS600 is designed for a range of tasks, anywhere where historically you'd use manual hand strimming or even chemical weeding. You're trying to replace that and automate that and make it easier, because it's hard work doing either of those things. So it's perfect for a number of uses, for example cutting around solar parks, around orchards and trees, fence lines, anywhere where you would historically be strimming. It can be used for that sort of task. We'll start at the front of the machine and we'll work backwards, look at some of the unique features and benefits of this machine. So starting right at the front, we've got a 50mm ball coupling. We can also supply it with a pin hitch as required, but that's a standard feature, and it's a rotated coupling so that it will run smoothly over undulating ground. Drawbar itself is height adjustable, so you can alter this to account for different drawbar angles and different towing vehicles, whatever that may be. UTV, 4x4, whatever you need, it'll tow happily behind it. Coming back from that, you've got a drawbar offset function. You can undo this T-bar and then offset the drawbar left or right if you need to. So if you're using behind an ATV, for example, or a smaller vehicle, you don't really need to bother with that. But if you're using it behind a 4x4 or something that's a bit wider, or if you need to shove it right out to one side, for example, if you're getting under trees in an orchard, you can use that to offset the machine a bit further, make it a bit easier for you to use. Coming back from that again, this is your main point of height adjustment here. So you see we've got a nice keeper. Pop your handle down and then adjust your cutting height as required. So that's your main cutting height adjustment there, really easy to use. The machine itself runs on these nice turf tyres. They're a really nice decent diameter, so it tows well over rough ground, and you can raise the machine up and travel between areas nice and easily. Moving on to the main feature on this machine is the cutting head and the cutting system we use. So the whole thing is driven with a Honda GXV 390 engine. Great little engine, really robust, lots of power, perfectly suited for this task. Runs on normal unleaded, very cheap to run, servicing is easy as well. The engine is controlled by a combination choke and throttle assembly. So if you've got an ATV, for example, you can clip this on the back of the quad, so it's easy to use. If you're using it on a UTV, for example, it's got a secure point for clipping it at the back of the machine there, where it doesn't get lost. Drive is transferred down to the cutting heads via a centrifugal clutch, so it's simply rev and go. Run the machine up to full revs and your drive cuts in. Pop it back down if you encounter an obstacle or if you want to travel between areas, for example. The key difference with this machine over some of the other ones out on the market, and the one that makes this the best machine you can go for, is the cutting arm system we've got on here. So you've got a main cutting arm here which pivots centrally, and then you've got the two heads which pivot on the end of that. And the reason we do that is it gives you the full coverage, or almost full coverage, around the post. So if you're cutting from one side, you'll get about 60 to 70% of the way around the post. If you can get to both sides of a fence line, for example, you'll get a full 100% of the way around. So we'll come down and look at these cutting heads in a little bit more detail. So the cutting heads themselves, they're a strimmer type of head. So this is one of the cutter heads we've taken off just so we can show you. So you've got two heads like this, one there and one there. Each of the heads gives you approximately 600mm cutting width. Then the overall cutting diameter, or cutting width rather, is about 730mm. Although you do have to take into account, as it rotates around a post, that does change ever so slightly. So the cutting heads, they're a really nice solid unit, designed for ease of use if you do need to change the blades. The blades on here last a long time because you've got a steel protective ring above the cutting head. They really do last a long time, but they will eventually wear out. So when you need to change them, you take your cutting head, rotate up like that, and you can just change your blades really quickly and easily. Pop it back down and you're good to go. With a bit of practice, you can do that on the machine without even looking at it. So looking at the cutting heads and how they rotate. So firstly, you've got these steel rings. So they're designed to protect the machine protect the cutting heads and protect the posts as you're working along. Made of steel with a nice smooth profile. They can also rotate 100% of the way around, so it helps to guide a post in. As a post comes in, it just rolls on past there, and it means it works really nicely and smoothly. Two cutting heads pivot around this central point, so as you are coming along to a post, they can pivot around the post here, And then as required, the main unit can pivot as well. The main arm will move as well. So this means you get the full coverage that I was discussing earlier, and also as you're cutting away, it compensates for if you're too close or too far away from a post. Gives you that little bit of leeway, makes it much easier to use. We've also underneath here, which you won't be able to see from the camera, but there's a solid plastic anti-scalping wheel right on the pivot point here. And we put that there to stop this grounding out and scalping the ground as you go, if for example one of these wheels drops in a divot. So just recapping some of the features. Overall cut width around the 730mm mark, cutting height 50 to 250mm, Honda GXV 390 engine, and a really solid machine. As with all of our stuff, comes with a 2-year warranty.
We hope you found that video informative. Please feel free to like or share with any friends or colleagues. We regularly add new videos relating to our products, and these can consist of action, product overview and how-to videos. To receive these in the future, please subscribe to our channel. For more information on this video, either give the office a call or visit the website, links below. My name is Keith Douglas from Fresh Group Products Limited, and our main contact number is 0333 880 6654. Thanks very much for watching.